Continuing tonight on Two Seas in a Pod. 96.7 on your Two C's in a pod, 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 because we're two C's in a pod, just like two C's in a pod, two C's in a pod at gmail.com.
Do you want a formal introduction, or do we want to talk it into a cold open?
I say we just talk it into it. I think that sounds more natural than a forced introduction.
You don't like the forced introduction? Like if I just came out and said like, "Welcome back to Two C's in a Pod." Another great week. My name is Cameron Osborne. I'm here with Cam LeClaire.
I guess we could do that. But
It's succinct.
There's something to it. Or we could do something around the lines of another great track by Van Halen. They seem like some new up and comers who you might be here on your jukebox coming up pretty soon. We got the weather in 10, but for now we got this hot radio show with some two young pugs. It's Shock Radio here. It's Cam LeClaire and Cam Osborne. I think they call themselves Two C's in a Pod. Let's let them have the mic here. It's Friday night.
It's Friday night. Cam, of course you're there. Welcome to the show, folks. Cam, my name is Cameron Osborne. It's 1979. Are we sure? I love playing this up-and-coming band, Van Halen. Are we sure we're stuck on podcast? Is that really what we want to call this medium that we're doing in? I don't know how. Is there something else we could pick? I don't know. It's 1979 right now.
1979, maybe delayed radio is a good way to put it.
Delayed radio. We're very excited.
Radio on demand.
We're very excited. Radio on demand. We're very excited. This radio on demand show can come up on your dial, 96.7, of course. You tune in.
96.7 Shock Rock Radio. You can find it by faxing us.
Send us a fax. I'm pretty sure those were invented by now. I'm pretty sure I saw one in the office, up at corporate, of course. Because this is big. This is episode 18, I think, 19. Oh God, I need to know these things.
How about this? For every number now, we have to come up with our favorite sports player who wore that number.
Favorite sports player to wear 18. Who comes to mind there? Cam LeClaire, of course, a fan of sport. No, I believe last week was episode 17. As the bright LED screen of your computer lights up your whole image, your whole visage, Cam. Who's your favorite number 18?
Just going through the list here.
I'll be honest, none come to mind.
None come to mind, but Denny Savard, Serge Savard, Dave Taylor, and Ed Westfall are the top listed for the NHL. I feel like...
Was Peyton Manning 18? NBA, wasn't Peyton Manning number 18, or was he number 16?
I think he was 18, yeah. Peyton Manning.
Of course, this is a delayed radio show that we talk about sports.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We talk about a lot of sports on this show. I, of course, am quite athletic. Cam and I, we've been sending we've been keeping each other motivated in this difficult time, sending each other clips back and forth of our various exercises.
Pretty much OnlyFans, but just for ourselves, of each other working out.
I'm sure this is something that the fans would love to get a hold on, because sometimes one or both of us aren't wearing shirts.
Most of the time. It's mostly me.
You get a quick glimpse of, our homes, our abodes, where we live, right? Very personal information about us that the fans have just been dying to get at.
It's only when we're juicing hard, though.
That's right. We haven't been able to do much for the last month, of course. So naturally, we stepped into what's known as a steroid cycle. So we're cycling pretty well right now. Both Cam and myself, looking very good. Of course, we're still looking for sponsors for my creatine vodka that has 5 grams of creatine monohydrate per 2.6. Because you can just down that in a morning before you go to the gym. It's it's like getting your pre-workout, getting your pre-pump on, and then
getting your
just
Friday night
bust out
going.
your squats before Friday night.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep to a good regimen of at least 100 push-ups a day. I normally bang them out by noon, just every day.
Now, Cam, I picture you like on the phone with clients, banging out push-ups in like a montage of how good of a salesman you are.
You're the best.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like that kind of song is there, and you're going like 40, more like you want to buy 70, and you're just pumping them out as you go.
You're like, listen, I will do 100 more push-ups if you just tell me we're gonna close today. Are we gonna close today or not? Because I'll do them. I'll fucking do them.
That's exactly it, and I think it's
And
been
they're like, I don't
working.
know who you are.
You've been getting a lot of new
Business.
new clients in this time, because you're doing a lot of your work now is just you're at home, you're on the phone, your internet bill has probably shot way up with all this video conferencing that's been taking place.
Oh yeah, we just pay unlimited. You guys don't have unlimited though.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you guys, because you were running on that like basic plan for a while, which I thought
no,
you were crazy for.
It wasn't that. It was it was a plan that we had, was a promotional thing for like a year. So
and they always fuck you on those.
They never like remind, or
Yeah, I know. And then the next bill comes
has
around.
to be on us to like. They can't do this for every single person, right? But yeah,
they
then there
can.
was like the 2 months where it was, or I think we didn't know we were off, and we're like, oh shit, how did that happen? Okay, let's see what happens next month, and then it happened again. We're like, oh shit, it's because of data overages, but we fixed that and everything's fine. Which is great because, certainly a lot of online watching has been happening lately. Certainly a lot of, online streaming of sorts. You just can't get enough of it. Just can't get enough.
Speaking of not enough, what do you think of the MJ documentary that dropped? Did you watch it on the Sunday or did you watch it on the Monday on Netflix?
We definitely watched it on Netflix. I can't remember which day it was. It may have been like the day after because we wanted to watch both in a row. So it's kind of like, where do we have 2 hours that we can just sit down and watch this? And I think we ended up watching it like a couple days later. Fantastic.
Yeah.
As a doc, it was incredible. As a fan of sports, it was incredible. As a fan of basketball, it's my favorite sport. I love the way they dribble up and down the court. It was a lot of fun. My only downside, and I get this kind of with documentaries sometimes, because sometimes this will happen. So a documentary is there's a narrative that is written by the filmmaker to create protagonists, antagonists, right? It's the way you craft the story, right? Like, I'm sorry, kids, but Carol Baskin didn't kill her fucking husband. You don't think that the police officers and like the state officials investigated all of these shitty internet theories?
Obviously, I don't know the thing about that, Ken. The difference between that.
But that being said, this narrative is framing Jerry Krause to be the antagonist, to be the bad guy, the Bulls general manager. Whether or not he may have been, he passed away before 2017. So unfortunately, the man painted to be the antagonist, I feel, or possibly he will never get the opportunity to have that interview of his own. Which is, I don't want to say like they're kind of kicking him when he's down, but you know what I'm saying? To truly understand both sides of the story, you would have to hear both sides, and unfortunately, we can only kind of hear one. But that to say, I'm stoked on the rest of the series.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's a good point where you just need to. You can't craft people as neutral. You have to craft them as one or the other. Like, I would say in Tiger King, no one's a protagonist and no one's an antagonist. They're all just bad people. Or just they're all antagonists because you kind of hate them all.
Various degrees, but we ourselves as the viewers created what we believe to be good guys and bad guys within the plot, right?
Yeah.
And because the story was crafted for us to have those beliefs, right?
Yeah. One thing that I was talking with someone about was people think that this will maybe sway the argument towards Jordan over LeBron. And my point of view is that it'll sway the casuals like me, because I don't watch that much ball. Like, you're much more of a ball fan than I am. And you'll be like, I formed my opinion long ago. Me, I'm like, throw me some data, I'll listen.
Throw me
right?
some data. Of course, well, the bias then there would be you haven't
Tell
seen...
me a pretty story, and I like that story. I'm going to be like, I like that guy better.
Well,
Right?
I was just going to say, like, you haven't seen the 8-part LeBron James documentary.
No, not at all.
So, in 20 years, whenever that comes out, or in 20 years when the Kobe Bryant documentary comes out, whenever it happens, this is also, like, big in sports. This doesn't happen, larger scale doc series that truly gets, like, the whole sports world talking. And truly, I think Michael Jordan, that's the Michael Jordan effect, like... He's the biggest athlete. He's the biggest athlete on the fucking planet, right? Certainly a good time. Picture exact same thing, but let's like a Wayne Gretzky type is going to be a completely different set of viewers, right? You'll have a bunch of Canadians and then some Americans who would be interested.
Some Russians.
But like you just said, you're not a fan of basketball and you watched it.
That's a good point.
How many not
That's a good
fans of
point.
basketball do you think are watching this right now? It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to the Dennis Rodman episode whenever that happens.
Do you think they're going to talk about how he got like his shoe brand and shit?
Yeah, they'll get there. I mean, it seems like what the story is each episode is a portion of the last season and then an earlier portion of Michael Jordan's career, right? So first episode was what, like college and him getting the NBA. Then second episode was like him getting Scottie Pippen in a few years. Next episode, we're kicking around 88, so that's his like MVP, 40 points a game season, defense player of the year. Like he's like the next episode he's gonna come back on a fucking tear and then just tear open the league with like battling Dennis Rodman when he was on the Pistons. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, folks.
Oh, I didn't know that was even a thing.
Hell yeah.
See, dude, this is why I'm such a casual that people are like, I know the story. I'm like, I don't know the story. I look forward to it all.
Yeah, man. It's
No spoilers.
No spoilers indeed. But it was a lot of fun, Cam. Let's move on. Cam, because
that's where you have to segue. That's where Cam. That was a segue right there. Speaking of spoilers, we both watched a movie this week, and we thought we'd bring it into the team here to go over it. And that movie, as promised last week, was it Dusk Till Dawn or Done Till Dusk?
It's neither of those two things, Cam. We watched From Dusk Till Dawn. The 1996 action thriller starring George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, Harvey Keitel, Juliette Lewis.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you said you just said like Dusk Till Dawn, and then you said something else. It's From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a 4-word.
Oh, I missed the from. Okay.
Yeah,
From
well,
Dusk
you missed
Till Dawn.
25% of the words there. You missed 25% of the words you don't say.
Take. Right.
That Gain Wetsky.
Gain Wetsky did say that. Gain LeBron Smith.
Now, Cam, I take it you didn't like this movie. I take it. Perfect.
I watched two movies this week. I
Ooh.
preferred that one.
Yeah, nice.
So here's my review.
It's a hot take, by the way. Yeah.
So as we know, this is a movie that is split 60-40? I don't even know where the split.
I think it's a
lines
good
for,
50-50. It's almost like it's. I wonder if it's like to
feels
the minute.
like it.
How many more minutes?
Yeah. I'm not sure where it felt very close to it, but it's a heist movie where they rob something. I don't even know if it's clearly defined what they rob, but they're running from the law.
Oh, it's clearly defined, Cam. Don't worry.
I watched it.
They robbed a bank.
Did they? Okay,
They robbed
yeah.
a bank and shot a bunch of people on the way out.
Oh, I remember they shot a bunch of people on the way out, and then they shot people in another store, and they blew shit up, and then they took a family hostage, and they went across the Mexican border, and then you're like, oh, they're going to get their pickup point. And that part of the movie I loved. There's lots of intense Quentin Tarantino looking creepy and just good development of George Clooney's character. And the other family. Like, that was all great. And then the bar itself that they went to seemed really, really cool. It was this Mexican bar where they had to get permission to get in, and just badass bikers and great music and smashing drinks and tequila and just a badass time. And then something spurred the vampires to arise, probably because it was dusk or something. And then full-on vampire movie. They just then it's just slaying vampires and fighting them off for the other half of the movie. And that part just a little over the top. I mean, not really. Like, if you were to define that plot line to me, it's vampires come and they kill them. There's nothing else to it.
No, yeah. Well, it's they got to get out. They got to get out of the. They got to get out of the. What was it called? Like the titty twister.
The titty twister, yeah. So, here's the couple things I had with this movie that were a little bit bizarre.
A couple, Cam, because you just gave like a 4-minute synopsis, and you were so incredibly enthused. Talking about bias, you just presented our listeners with that little synopsis of the movie.
Little synopsis. Two things I found, which you watched this as well this week, right?
Yeah. No, after you told me to watch it, so I watched it.
I don't know if you. Well, the one thing is the kids that the family has. It's one girl and this. I think he's like a little Asian kid with a bowl cut.
A little Japanese boy playing guitar.
Little Japanese boy. Was he adopted or what was the story there?
I think it's like assume he's adopted because there's a line where I think George Clooney mentions that they're different colors of skin. And Harvey Keitel says. Like that, like color doesn't matter. I'm his father, or like something to that effect,
right?
Like to imply that he adopted.
Yeah, maybe that was just a creative choice to be like, I'm a good person. I adopt kids. I don't know. Who knows? But I thought that was a little like weird little part of the story.
Isn't it so weird that a white family would adopt an Asian boy? It's so bizarre.
Not so much it's weird but it's just like, what was the creative reasoning behind it?
I don't know. I've never written a movie, so
I'm sure there was a reason to it, though.
Maybe.
Right? They weren't just like, okay, who do we want? You're like, what does he give out? 10 lines? I mean, you don't need a great actor. So like, I'm scared. Oh, are those vampires?
Yeah, they it was like a 15-year-old, eh? He was like at least a 16-year-old kid.
I'm a little baby.
He says, "I'll drive" at one point.
Yeah, he also drinks at one point.
Okay, so multiracial families, weird. What's number 2,
bizarre.
Cam? What's number 2?
The new characters that came about in the zombie apocalypse. There was
at the titty
one
twister,
really black guy who's really jacked black guy, who always smokes cigars.
Yeah, the cigar. Look.
What was that?
Yeah, the cigar look, of course. Yeah, Fred Williamson. That was him. He was a football
Fred
player.
Williamson. Okay. He lit, I think, 6 cigars in the movie, and he just always was lighting them. Never saw him smoking them. Just always like
badass.
Ready,
yeah, because he keeps going out.
Ready for his.
Because he goes to light it.
No, because he likes new ones.
and then it goes out.
No, because he likes new ones. Doesn't make any sense. And that's my 2 takeaways.
Okay. So continuity was a problem that you had with Cam. The specifically the cigar continuity. So biracial or multiracial families, cigar continuity. What's rounding out the top 3 here?
That the second half of the movie.
Oh, just the
It wasn't very good.
You didn't like the vampires in general?
It was just boring. It was just like, I know how this is gonna end. And there wasn't any twist or anything to how you killed them. It was just holy water
classic holy water thing through the heart, or just the cross. Just show them the cross, right? That's a classic. That's how vampires are killed.
Yeah.
None of this Twilight fucking sparkly skin bullshit. No, not where I'm from.
I guess it just didn't seem to like. I don't know. I just didn't really get it. I like that Quentin Tarantino died, though.
You like that he died?
Well, it's nice to see a main character die in a movie, not at the last stage, but like midway through.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Yeah, you know what, Cam? This is it's a cult classic. I think what comes along with that time is a lot of that cult classic. Like this is not, it's not going to be a movie that you'll enjoy for the same kind of reasons, right? This was a movie. It was two buddies who came together. They're like, boom, we'll do half of your movie, half of my movie. Quentin Tarantino he told his story. They robbed the bank. They got to Mexico. Great. That story was told. It's a 45-minute movie of George Clooney and Tarantino escaping to Mexico, right? And then
you're saying George Clooney's part of the movie was the vampires?
No, Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. I'm saying like the first part of the movie was Clooney.
George Clooney.
No, I'm saying the first part of the movie is the heist movie. It's a 45-minute heist movie. And then there's a 45-minute vampire movie. And they just were like, okay, the bar will be the meeting ground and between the two movies, right? Keep in mind it's 96.
So who came up with the second movie?
Well, I mean, I couldn't tell you. I don't know, like, specifically. I mean, it was, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Quentin
I thought there was
Tarantino's
like two directors or something on it.
No, it's. I told you this last week. Also, Cam. Holy shit! Tarantino wrote it. Robert Rodriguez directed it.
So Quentin Tarantino wrote the whole thing.
Cam, I told you that last week. Okay, so next time we do the movie thing, love it. Look a little bit into it first, right? Well, at least you want to get the, so when we present the material, you can at least be
I think there's beauty in not doing research and just watching it and being like, here's my take.
Oh, no, of course, right? But then you could maybe, just for your own sake, you can go back and be like, oh, okay, when Cameron's talking about the director, he's talking about Robert Rodriguez, somebody who
boring.
Tarantino's worked with before, somebody who's, done a lot of that.
I'm not going to get those
Hispanic
details. Like, that stuff because you like movies.
I do like movies.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it and be like, here's my take on the movie. And then I'm going to ask you questions. Then you can't be like, how did you not know the answers to these questions that are very specific?
Yeah, other than the specific
they
ones.
only come up because you told me that it's two different stories. That I thought that meant they were two different people who came together like, hey, I got an idea for a movie. I got an idea for a movie. Why don't we just make a movie and just one, and we'll just do that.
Okay. So you misunderstood what I was saying.
Maybe I misunderstood it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, those were a couple of those things I mentioned last week. I think that's what encouraged it, because I was like, Tarantino wrote it, and you were like, oh shit, that means we got to watch it.
I guess.
No,
Should we
then
do another one for this week?
What do you got, Cam?
I don't know.
I think last one.
Guy.
No, I think last one it happened so organically because we were talking about the subject matter, and then you were just like, let's watch it. But I think if we talk about another movie between now and the end of the show, then that can be the one we pick.
Sure.
Right?
Well, I did watch a second movie this week as well. I don't know
this
if you
is
heard
is this turning into a weekly radio show movie review show cast?
It's literally whatever we want, because we don't do what the fans want. We do what we want, because
we haven't even
this podcast.
Oh God, we haven't even gotten to our segments. This is fantastic, Cam. What was the segment? Let's keep running it, Cam. Folks want to know. The folks at home want to know. What was the second movie you watched?
It was Baby Driver, and did you watch Baby Driver ever?
Mm-hmm.
So,
very fun.
That's exactly what I would say. It was fun, but it wasn't really fulfilling. Is a good word to say.
Okay, you like to be fulfilled at the end of a film, Cam. You like to.
I like to be like
at the end of a Thanksgiving dinner. You want to be topped up, cozy.
I want to feel like I learned something or I grew a little bit during the time.
Of
but
course.
now I'm just like, yeah, that was a movie.
You forgot what it was like to maybe just sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, I'm not good with that.
Maybe did this bring back the love of just being able to watch a movie and get lost in the world?
I don't know. It was okay. It was, like I said, it was a movie. There was a plot line, and yeah, I don't know. It really didn't do much for me. It was, here's an action scene. Here's an action scene. Very one-dimensional characters.
Never seen an action movie before? Never seen a heist? You think there's more? There's not more to Matt Damon's character than we see in Ocean's 12.
I've never seen Oceans.
There you go.
Is that natural?
I guess I literally just watched Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13. But that's okay. You can watch it again, Cam, because it's fresh on my brain.
Which one's the first one?
Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11, and then Ocean's 13 is next, and then they go back to 12. They kind of time jump. They pull they time jump a bit on us.
So it goes Ocean's 11, Ocean's 13, Ocean's 12.
Sure, if that's what you want to believe, yeah, that's the order that they go.
Oh, but it's not that?
No, it goes 11, 12, 13. Cam, I'm trying to mess with you.
Oh, hey, listen. Look at the Star Wars franchise. What came out first?
4.
What came out first? Episode what? Was it episode 1 that came out first?
No, 4. But they tell you that because by that logic, you should be asking yourself what happened to Oceans 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then, or you just turned on Netflix and you saw Oceans 8 and you're like, oh shit, is that the 8th installment in the franchise, or is that the first installment?
Is there an Oceans 8? What does the Oceans relate to? Why is there so many?
Well, because they're heist movies. You have your team of people you go on a heist with, and then you keep that team, and then you go on another heist in another movie. And then
so the heist team is called Oceans?
Maybe you just have to watch, Cam, because I think at this point you're asking me to explain to you the plot of the entire Oceans franchise.
Okay, I got a feeling because I've seen a lot of pop culture, and I think it references it all the time. Is it basically going to be they get caught, but the plan was actually to get caught, and then they actually walk away with the loot?
It's a heist movie. There's all sorts of plans that they hatch, right? That's the part of the heist movie is that you wait for is the switcher,
the razzle dazzle, the little sizzle on the steak,
switcheroo, the razzle dazzle, whatever you want to call it. That's part of the excitement.
Okay, I'll put that on my watch list this weekend.
Perfect. A lot of fans of the show are going to be really excited to see what you have to say about Oceans 11, 12, or 13.
Probably we'll see what 11's brings. And, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Maybe if I don't like it after 40 minutes, I'm turning it off, though.
40. I'm surprised you would give it that long, Cam.
I probably won't. I get distracted.
But you know what? I mean, we're talking all these things about movies, but Cam, I think us talking about movies on the show at least is really dependent on sort of the copyright laws that we aren't breaking. Of course, us on the shows, we're rebels, we're really badass, and a lot of the time, corporate comes back down on us because we're using things that aren't part of copyright. We're saying things that might be a little controversial. So for our second time this week, our second time in as many shows, corporate's given us some notes.
We got some notes. We got some notes. We got some notes.
What do we got this week, Cam? You know what's coming. We're talking jizz. We're always talking jizz on this show, specifically Secretariat's jizz. If you can recall, the value of Secretariat's cum that we suggested from a headline last week was like far. We just had to get some things clear on the show because when Secretariat retired in 1973, apparently his sperm was really immature. His boys weren't swimming, and there sure as hell weren't a lot of them. So it wasn't for another 3 years where he eventually became a daddy to 28 beautiful foals, including one named Canadian Bound, who set the record in 1976 for a price of $1.5 million. Most expensive horse ever, right? At the end of the day, well, at the time, right? It's 1976. He spent 18 years pumping out children, which is incredible. And out of the 663 little babies that he had, actually only 8% of them actually won a stake, like actually won a race that would be worth something, which is actually 54 of them. Which is crazy. So he's actually not
Did we figure out the price of the sperm though?
I didn't figure out the price of the sperm, but what I think is most important to know is that his boys were not what was selling, because actually the best horse jizz that is ever sold was belonging to that of a horse named Mr. Prospector, who was a 9-time leading sire in North America. So what this means is 9 years in a row, the horses that came from Mr. Prospector's balls won the most amount of money for like the entire 90s. Mr. Prospector's like manliness is what's fueling the entire horse industry, which is crazy. You know, Secretariat might be one of the GOATs, you know, but his boys certainly weren't.
So, wow. Okay.
Yeah, a lot to breathe in there. We have this huge research department over at corporate, handing us down a lot of this information, which is just crazy.
For them.
Yeah, which is good for them. One more little note we have, though, Cam, because corporate pulled 15 brides. 11 one-time brides and 4 two-time brides. Cam, the question was posed last week, do brides keep their wedding dresses? I believe you were the one who posed it. Corporate asked 15 brides. I don't know where they found the time to do this. Out of the 11 one-time brides, 10 of them still own their dresses, and 1 gave their dress to their eldest daughter. So the dress is still in the family, but not in her possession, if that makes sense. Out of the 4 two-time brides, only 2 of them own both of their dresses. The other one only owns their most recent. So corporate's finding all these hot moms, hot brides, and asking them all these questions. But it seems as though overwhelmingly women are keeping their wedding dresses.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
Unless they got divorced. In which case, you know, out with the old and out with the old and with the new, right?
Yeah, I guess I was off on this one.
Nah.
I'm kind of not surprised that I was wrong. I think I might have just put my heels in the sand a little bit and thought that I, as a man, would never have kept it. But
you mean you
really
wouldn't keep your wedding? You mean you didn't keep your wedding tuxedo?
My wedding what?
Your wedding tuxedo?
I don't know. I think that's probably useful.
Oh, so it's all utilitarian. But yeah, anyways, there you go, Cam. And folks at home, just so you know, ask your mom. Does your mom have her wedding dress? Who knows? She might.
Who knows?
She might have She might have the second one too. Did your mom ever get married? Who knows?
Do you have a mom? Who knows?
Do you even have a mom? Were you born in utero and fed and given to a pack of wolves at a young age? Maybe. How did you get access to listen to this radio? I don't know. You're listening to twoceesinapod at gmail.com, by the way. We didn't get any emails this week, but, you know, the inbox is still open. We're open for little news clips to play or songs. Would love it if somebody wanted to call in, like leave a voice note, maybe twoceesinapod@gmail.com.
That'd be fun.
You know, ask us a question. You know, maybe you know, we could turn into like a little help thing. You know, people call and ask for our advice. Cam and I then give our opinions, and then, you know, who knows? Maybe you live your life by those rules that we lay upon.
Yeah, I would love that if someone dialed in, or not dialed in. I mean, emails are just hard to filter through, but voice notes definitely separate yourself from the pack, and definitely will get a readout.
Yeah, we get a lot of promotional material. We've signed up on a lot of those, like write in your email and you're entered to win a chance for a cruise, for like a trip down to Sandals. So we get a lot of those type of, like, Sandals emails us 5 or 6 times a day. The cruise lines are always, you know, they're telling us we've won a cruise, but we actually have to go watch a timeshare. So then I was too busy this weekend. I was checking out a timeshare in Vegas. Cam, I love it. I think we should go with it. I think we should take it, of course.
I didn't like the marble.
We have so many incredible fans of the show have reached out to us, offering us cash in exchange for charitable donations that we do, and we've taken a lot of that and we've put it towards a lot of good things, such as this penthouse in Vegas overlooking the Bellagio. Just a great place. We're gonna do a lot of great things from there.
Love it.
Yeah, it's really gonna be something nice.
Jump into the game segment.
The whole game segment. It's like a segment, but there's games. Of course, we always like to end the show having a little fun, and let's have fun playing some headline. No, let's play some Free on Kijiji.
K-I-J-I-J-I-K, I-J-I-J-I-K, K-I-J-I-J-I-K, K-I-J-I-J-I-K.
I was looking at the I was looking at the title of the second name, and I ended up playing the first one. But of course, Free on Kijiji, shit's free everywhere online. Maybe less and less, as the sort of times go on right now. It doesn't mean that you can't leave something out on your front porch and someone's going to pick it up.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Which is really important. So, Cam, how about
I even gave the construction worker at my house, or working outside, a cup of coffee the other day.
That's so nice of you. We're all in this together.
That's what the airlines say, but
that's
they were not
what
with me
High School Musical
when
says.
I was 5 minutes late for my flight.
Did you get on the flight?
Nope, I missed it by 12 hours.
Wait. So were you 12 hours and 5 minutes late, or were you?
Yes. Yeah. 12 hours and 5 minutes.
12
late.
hours and 5 minutes late. Yeah.
A little pro tip for all out there. They operate in 24-hour time, not
right.
the more convenient way.
So
when it says 6 o'clock, don't assume it's 6 p.m.
Right, because for some reason you assumed it was p.m.
Yes.
And so
I thought, why the hell would I book a 6 a.m. flight? That's stupid.
Why would you thought to yourself, why would there be any 6 a.m. flights? Nobody wants to fly before noon.
No one wants to fly from there.
All flights should be between noon and 8:30 p.m. And then they stop.
So.
Then they stop, as far as I'm concerned. So how far did you get? How far did you get? Did you get to like? You would have.
I got to the check-in phase, where I was trying to check in, and then I got to the airport. I'm like, hey, I have like, what did I say? I'm like, hey, for some reason my online check-in's not working. And then they looked at my ticket. They're like, sir, your flight left at 6. I'm like,
and then they're like, it's 18 right now.
Yeah,
sir.
And you're like, 18's not a number, dummy.
Hey, 18 is a number, dummy.
Not in time.
I looked at my number.
Hey, look at my watch. It goes 12, then 1. Okay.
12:59, then it goes back to 1, bro. Come on, don't fuck me like this, bro. Don't fuck me like this.
Yeah.
You're busting my balls. Why you busting my balls, bro?
So,
okay, Cam.
anyway.
I'm hopping into an elevator and I'm looking for some free shit. So, Cam, let's play this.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Max, how you doing?
Not bad. I got an idea for you. Listen, we hate our jobs.
I've been really unhappy lately. Johnson got the big promotion over me.
Johnson got the big promotion over you, and who makes that decision?
Well, it's the big dog up there.
It's the big dog up there. And what if you could be your own big dog, huh?
Yeah, if I could have his position,
No, not like that. Yeah, but your own business.
My own business. Well, I've never thought about having my own business.
Well, you don't need to think about it, because I got an offer for you. Okay, I don't have a business idea, but what's the first thing you need to have a business?
A lot of
other than an idea.
A pen to write that idea down on a piece of paper.
No.
Is it the paper itself?
No. Where do people buy your stuff? Where do people go to buy your stuff?
You have a rental property.
Okay, we're getting there.
Wait, why are you making me do so much work for this? You're
You can get there. I'm just trying to. These are your ideas, not my ideas.
You're right.
You don't buy my ideas. You buy your ideas.
Okay. Sold.
You don't even know what you're buying yet.
I
Come
don't,
on.
but you've convinced me. It's a property. Are you a property manager, sir? Are you?
No. Listen. I got an inside deal, my friend. Okay.
Okay.
We don't need the idea yet. We don't need the store, but we need a commercial storefront awning. Okay, I got a free one in Seattle. I just got to make the call. We definitely need 2 people to pick it up because it's heavy. But, I mean, we paint it however we want. It's a free storefront awning. We put whatever business idea and we're laughing in it, okay?
We just got to go up to Seattle, you said?
Yeah. We go up to Seattle. We need 2 of us for sure. And
Okay.
then what's going to stop us from the next Steve Jobs, huh?
From him attacking us or from us being him?
No, we're gonna be massive. Once we have we have the storefront awning. All we need is the storefront and the idea now, and that's the easy part.
I guess we're more than halfway there. We've got the awning.
I'm more than halfway. 95%. We just need to quit.
I'll take it.
And that's right, folks. A used commercial storefront awning includes the framing, can be paint over or reskinned, and that can be found in West Seattle.
Okay. What is an for the folks at home who aren't me and they just want to know, what's an awning exactly?
The thing that hangs over top of your storefront so you don't, like when you're outside of the storefront door, you don't get rained on.
Right, so all of your goods and your wares don't get wet. Okay. Those are a hot commodity. I just assumed those were attached to the building. I never took a step outside to think that was separate. But I'm going to be looking at awnings differently, I think, from here on out.
Yeah. Well, that's where you get all your business from, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the first step, as I always say. First step is get your awning.
First step is get your awning, Cam. That's something you've been saying for years. As long as I've known you, you have it. You have that phrase tattooed on you. Under your butt, like just right under the butt cheek, in that sort of crevice. Nice tattoo you got.
Call that the gitch.
I don't think that's what they call it. You're just making up words at this. Fupa, gitch. You're making up words at this point. Okay, Cam. I'm gonna hop in the elevator. Or yeah, let's play this.
Ding ding. What floor are you going to, big fella?
I'm going to all the way up, baby.
What? You didn't need to press all the buttons.
Remember that Will Ferrell bit in the movie when he touched all the
yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Oh, you don't have to be like antsy around me. Are you just like you're a fidget kind of guy? You like to move your fingers around stuff?
I'm a busy
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Here, well, dude, I have this fidget spinner for free if you'd like it. Yeah, man, take it. It's great for your things. You're great for fidget spinner, especially because around this time of year, around the Christmas time, it's very stressful, right? You want to be like, your mind might be on a couple things. Dude, I mean, if I can help you out with this, I have this whole little box of little Christmas cards. I don't know if you could need them, if you want to give them to your loved ones or people you don't like. I mean, I guess really anybody. Do you want them?
I guess, yeah. Why not?
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, it's that's cool. Well, here, God, I wish my father told me it's impolite to give somebody gift cards without giving them a pen along with them. So I do feel rude. I do have these 2 snowmen pens that write in black ink. Would that be helpful for you? Oh no, that's great. No. Oh God, I feel so rude. I feel like I've given you so many things and you don't have a way of carrying it. Do you want this floral pencil case that I just have it here in my bag? I mean, like, is that something maybe you can put all your things in there?
I mean, I'll take the shirt off your back too if you're offering.
Oh no, I got to keep the shirt off my back. But I do have this little plug, like nightlight plug for the bathroom. I mean, there's no light bulb in it, but you're welcome to have that.
Do you even work here, mister?
Oh yeah, no, I work here. I do work here. Man, those 2 little. I can't help but think that with all these things, you might not have time to go shopping for your daughter, right? Your your probably like teenager daughter or whatever?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to squeeze in a minute or two.
It's tough. Oh, that's so sorry. Well, I mean, you know, I'd love to help you out so much. I have this like little necklace that has like some little flowers on it and stuff. Maybe this could help. You know, if you want it, you can give it to your daughter for Christmas.
Jeez, I really appreciate this, mister. What did you say your name was again?
I don't remember what I said my name was, but that's okay because this is my floor. Okay, bye.
Wow, what a steal.
That's right, Cam. You can find all of this shit. It's in this in the same ad. If you are anywhere near Buffalo, New York, that's right, up there on by Campbell Boulevard and beautiful Miller Sport Highway. You can get this little pencil case, these two little snowmen, pens, this fidget spinner, a little necklace, this little nightlight flower thing, and these Christmas greeting cards. Hey, what a steal! One ad, all this free shit.
Incredible.
Yeah, what a steal! You never see that. You never see that.
I wonder what the story. I imagine there's cleaning.
Yeah, that sounds like the type of things you get rid of when you are cleaning an old like drawer or something like that.
Yeah, they're like, let's go through literally just a junk drawer that they cleaned.
Yeah, that sounds like it. But it's all free. The stuff you can find out there for free online, Cam, is insane sometimes.
Did you what service did you use to do that?
Well, Cameron, a good magician never reveals his secrets. A boy never kisses and tells.
I used Craigslist.
I used Craigslist. God bless Craigslist. Sponsor the show unofficially, because of course this is the only radio show that you can listen to that has over an hour of uninterrupted radio play. No, there is no band. We're not cutting to weather or traffic. But on that note, we're gonna cut to some weather and traffic.
Weather and traffic is here right now. Weather and traffic don't have a cow.
Weather outside's looking okay. Can't really have a coffee out on the balcony yet in the morning. And traffic is looking pretty damn easy because nobody's out on the road. That was the twoceesinapod weather and traffic report. You guys stay safe out there.
Stay safe, folks.
The show keeps going on. Of course, as it always does.
Now for our next segment after news and weather, weather and traffic. It's the news
weather
report,
and traffic,
where not everything is true. And your local 30 or 66% news reporter for Ohio or no Ohio.
Hey, headline, headline or asinine.
That's right, headline or asinine. Cam, this is turning into a flat-out news show.
Flat-out news show where most of the content is real.
This is headline or asinine. Of course, Cam and I have 3 headlines for each other. Some of them are real, some of them are fake. And let's try to figure out what's going. Cam, how about you hit me first?
All right, big fella. Let me pull this up here. Toilet manufacturer offering R. Kelly's face in a toilet bowl.
Oh, okay. What better to wrong those who have wronged you than is to wrong them back in a similar manner? One could say, right? Tit for tat, eye for an eye, if you will. For example, if someone gouges out your eye, you're allowed to gouge out their eye.
I think
literally.
So. Eye for eye.
Eye for eye, tit for tat, right? If somebody, if your sibling gave you a Charlie horse, you Charlie horsed him back. They were the little towel whip. When you can you'd be doing the dishes and you have a little towel and you're like, whoosh, you get a good snap. Be prepared because you might get snapped back, right? And the penultimate, I think, example of that is pissing on somebody. I can't think of something that is, right off the bat, more humiliating than
having your face in it,
than being pissed on. Being shit on, I guess, would be pretty gross. If I was in public or something, that would also be pretty gross. I guess you're pissing and shitting. It's both. You can come on it if you... Well, no, you probably don't want to come on R. Kelly's face. But it'd be pretty cool. No, I bet not a lot of people have come on R. Kelly's face. But the instant profits from this, from the meme generation, is through the roof. You can buy a little cozy, put it in your shitter, and the next thing you know, you're dumping on a man who just wanted a little bump and grind. There's nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Cam, that's a headline.
I made it up. It's a lie. But
Nice one.
I think the problem with it would just be like getting copyright to use his face. Because
I was going
he
to say
would never
slander.
agree to that. Yeah, like who's going to agree to like, hey, would you mind if we used your face for a toilet? They're like, no. Like, who's going to agree to that ever?
Well, that's the thing. The news likes to cover, especially a lot of American news outlets, I find, will cover stories that aren't even going anywhere. It's just a good headline, which is also pretty funny, depending on who you listen to.
Clicks for
Cam.
the chicks. That's what we always say on our website. Clicks for the chicks.
In a website, of course. Have websites been invented yet? I'm pretty
right,
sure. I'm pretty sure it's like 2002, so we're all good. Cam, headline. Headline or asinine? Woman gives birth during car crash, then can't find the baby.
I think your diagnoses of that American headlines just say things without there being much context to it really makes the story way more believable, because she could have not seen it. She could I can't find my baby for 15 seconds, or it could be an hour. She gave birth during car crash. Okay, yeah, this all comes together. They're speeding towards the hospital. Baby pops out. And then he looks back and he's like, "It's beautiful." Formula F1 style. Baby goes flying.
Like flying out the window, right?
Yeah, but it's fine. It's
like
good.
Comically. And when the umbilical cord hits that peak tension, it snaps off very dramatically.
Right. And then Joe the fireman catches it and goes, "It's a girl." That's it. That's a headline.
Oh, okay, yeah. You either never get to the point or get to it immediately. Cam, that's a headline. That's a headline. So pretty much, a woman's driving the car by herself, going into labor, goes to make a turn. She starts hydroplaning across the highway, where she eventually kind of slams into a brick wall. Right? Right there, I think she gives birth. She gave birth by herself in this car. Damn. But the wreckage was so bad that nobody could find it. It kind of no, there's no photos on this, understandably so. There's probably a lot of blood.
Because they couldn't find the baby. There's no photos.
They found the baby, of course. It was they had to it fell between a crack that wouldn't have been there if the car wasn't completely destroyed to shit. The baby's okay though. We went to the prenatal ICU. Everything's fine. The condition's stable. Yada yada.
Good.
But
I thought I thought the story was gonna go dark.
It could have gone either way.
All right. Well, we got the news. This is coming straight from the tower. A Mustang driver said he didn't stop because he thought troopers wanted to race.
Yes. You're in a Mustang. What do you want to do? You want to drive fast. Any sports car, you want to drive fast. The fact that we have 80-kilometer maximums, 100-kilometer maximums somewhere is a travesty. I want to drive my Porsche so dangerously fast that I could kill everybody. That's how I choose to live my life, and the fact that the government stops me from doing so is an abomination, quite frankly. But we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about this one man in a Mustang trying to relive that Dave Chappelle bit where Dave Chappelle's friend races the cop. So who knows? Big Dave Chappelle fan. Dave Chappelle certainly made a resurgence in the last, 3-4 years. Maybe he's a fan, just old school Chappelle's show. And in that case, he's just paying homage to him. This is a headline.
This is a headline, and it is happening in Minnesota in Elkhart County. He says that, but I mean, he did go 120 in a 70-mile-an-hour zone and was chased for 25 miles. So I don't know. I think once the lights go on, you got a pretty good damn idea that's no longer a race.
Yeah, and also like I didn't know you were a cop isn't like a good defense.
Yeah. So you nailed it.
You nailed it.
Hit me up.
Okay, probably to Cam. Okay, higher or no higher. Facebook will pay you $5 to record your voice.
Ugh. I'm gonna say, yeah, my first thoughts on that is they collect so much bullshit data, and because they don't have access to Google Home, they don't have that recording technology, but they want to be able to sell something. So I don't even know what they're using it for, and I think $5 is a good enough amount where people are gonna be like, fuck, I'll sell my data for $5. So I think that's a headline.
You got it, Cam. That's a headline. Facebook, I guess they have their own little deal called the Portal. I guess it's not like the other. It's like the other, talk to products, but it's like Facebook's version. Anyways, Facebook will pay you $5. All you have to do is simply record the phrase, "Hey, Portal, call." Right? It wants to hear you say those things. Or sorry, following the first name of one of your Facebook friends. It wants to hear you do that twice, actually. So pretty much what it's doing, it wants to hear, excuse me, a lot of people saying those things to up its like pronunciation AI or something, right? So it can kind of like better know how people pronounce things and then be able to interpret when people are speaking to the device later. It gives you like Facebook points or something like that, and then you can get those points and like hook up your Facebook to your PayPal, and you'll get $5 sent right to you.
Yeah, I'm out on that one. I'm not giving them that much access to my shit.
Well, yeah, that's a good.
Might say it for, but then
That's a good point. I mean, you give Google access to your stuff. You got to pick who to give access to your things, right? Whether it be your Amazon device.
That's what I mean. They already have it. So
right. So maybe just having your voice is one too many.
No, they already have my voice, but I'm saying I don't want to give it to another company to use
Of course.
me.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
You get the idea. Okay. News coming in from The Wire here.
The Wire coming in from Special Agent James McNulty?
Missouri sues China for not doing enough to stop coronavirus spread.
Controversial topic, Cam. Not only on the worldwide scale, but also for you. We know how you feel about mixed, about mixed race families. We heard your opinions.
Don't put that label on
From
me.
Dusk Till Dawn. People from Missouri, I know we have a lot of listeners down in Missouri. I don't exactly know where you are. If I were to look at a map, I'm gonna say one of the plantation kind of states. I'm gonna say you're in. But I could not know. Missouri, St. Louis. That's it. That's a thing, right?
That's it. Yeah.
There's that big arch. And, if your biggest tourist attraction is a fucking arch, you gotta be pretty stupid. You gotta be pretty stupid to think that you can, like, sue a country. I've never sued anybody, let alone a large governing body, but I can only imagine it's not that simple. I can't foresee, like, I go down to the courthouse one day and they're like, oh, what's your business here? I'm like, oh, I'm here to sue the country of China. And if it did, man, that could be trial of the century, though. I picture like a young upcoming lawyer taking the role for Missouri, and he's against like the legal brigade of China's law force team, and somehow this young up and coming hotshot young start lawyer wins the case for the state of Missouri. What they want in compensation, I don't know. Money or stuff. Maybe they want tea. Possibly all the tea in China. That's a headline.
That is a headline, and it's by, I think, reading into it a little bit more, it sounds like it's kind of a stunt because they know that it's very, very, very difficult to sue an entire country.
You're telling me I spent 4 years in law school.
So it sounds like it's a public stunt because the election's coming up and you're just trying to get people to rally up. You're like, he's trying to sue China. He must be a good fella.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I caught that one, Cam, though. Okay. Your final high or no high, Cam? You got this one?
Ready.
High or no high. The heir to the Velcro family fortune arrested for public indecency.
It's so crazy, but not that crazy at all. I feel like if this one's true, it literally has nothing to do with them being. It's just like, though those are the people there. It was a brother and his adopted black sheep brother, who doesn't actually he tries to fit in with the family. He's definitely getting paid by the family, but he's not actually like a real family member. And they were just trying to have a good time after the bar. And then they saw a fountain. It's coming to spring, and they just ripped off some clothes, got into the spring. They said, "That's them Velcro boys again." The police came around and busted them and said, "Oh, we don't need to see any more of this, fellas." And then, but I'm calling asinine.
What are you calling it?
Asinine. It's a lie. No hi-yo.
No hi-yo. Cam, that's no hi-yo. You got it.
Fucking so smart.
I don't think this is a smart, not smart.
It sounded like a Cam headline. No, I just know how you style yours now. You put things that you're like, huh, just wacky enough to be true.
A lot of the things I say are true, and they're equally as wacky.
Fair.
That's for sure. That is for sure. And that's all the time we have for the show.
Yeah, and we got Jim coming in for the next hour here, giving us his smooth, silky tunes.
Of course,
maybe
we have
hear some Stevie Ray Vaughan.
That's smooth. Yep, the silky smooth twangs of Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar. Of course, we're being forced off the air here, folks. Remember, you can rate, review, like, subscribe to the podcast because we're everywhere. Remember, you can write an email to twoceesinapod@gmail.com. Special thanks to the art department for making the incredible photos that we use every single week. We're on YouTube, and we'll check you next week, folks. Okay, bye.
Continuing
Tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your Two C's in a pod, 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 two C's just like two C's in a pod, because we're two C's in a pod, just like two C's in a pod, two C's in a pod at gmail.com.